What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I wanted to break down what's happening with Elon Musk and break down some very important tweets from him. I'm going to talk about what he's been saying involving AI and the future of Tesla, and also I'm going to talk very briefly about the share price moving forward. But before I break the details information, before I break any more details about what's happening with Tesla and Elon Musk's tweets, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moon deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about 2 days from now. Anyways, when it comes to the markets, as you guys know, Tesla has this very important range that's been stuck in for the last couple of weeks, and we'll be watching to see how Tesla continues right here. It is trying to push a little bit higher. It could try to go a little higher to fill this imbalance, but like I said in my earlier video, we'll have to watch to see if we get a rejection and just continue to range trade for some time, just to see it kind of consolidate for a bit before we see a bigger move. And I think that that's most likely what's going to happen. You could see Tesla's kind of in this range for now. Going into the more medium term, as we approach the month of June, when we get to like mid June and such, the chart is still looking bullish. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders that's developing on the bigger picture, and there's still more upside potential. So that's something very, very good about Tesla, at least for now. The share price has a lot of potential going into the summer. I can't wait to see what the future holds. Now, another thing I want to do that's very important for Tesla is talk about Elon Musk. Now, Elon Musk, many people may say he's very cantankerous, he's very controversial, whatever you want to say. Totally understandable. I mean, going through his Twitter, I did notice that he's been tweeting a lot about politics and a bunch of other things, like lots and lots of political tweets. I don't really want to talk about those. I want to just make a video and talk about Elon Musk, what he's saying for the company, because he is the CEO of Tesla, and what he says is very important, and he's very active on Twitter. So that's why I think that just giving at least some insights on what he's saying, what he's doing, could be very useful for investors just to get an idea of the fundamentals of Tesla. He's been saying some very important things about AI, and I think that that's also very important for Tesla's fundamentals and for us to understand where the company's headed for many years to come. And I think that's very, very important. So I'll start off by just talking about the latest like 10 tweets that I've seen, maybe 10 or 11 over the last 4 days. So Musk has been saying a lot of very important stuff. I've been going through this. And you guys can see there's been a lot of talk about different devices, different shifts, at least for Tesla. You guys can see over here, there's been a lot of talk about, Musk has been talking a lot about fertility, how it's very, very important for the future of humanity, and how we're seeing declining birth rates. I've been seeing that a lot on his Twitter page, and he mentioned that this is very important for any of his companies to continue. It's very important for humanity to continue and such. So he's been encouraging people to once again, continue to have children and beyond. He also is talking about how Tesla's working on designing the Model S in the SpaceX rocket factory. So that's very, very interesting. What other technologies they're going to be incorporating, more studies, and such. And I think that that's very, very interesting. So it's something that he was talking about. There's also some talk right over here about how Musk was responding to this. Basically, the Tesla Owners Club in the Netherlands, they came out with these very, very nice looking shows right here with these Teslas. They kind of lit them up in the shape of a heart. So it looks very, very cool. They actually aligned them just like this, very, very precisely. And you can see how cool it really looks. So Musk was responding to this. That's something pretty awesome, I would say. And the good thing about doing something like this is it gets Tesla a lot of attention. I think that there are a lot of people in the world that don't truly understand Tesla. And that's really a fact. They just think that Tesla's an electric car company. That's it. They forget what Tesla's all about, and that is developing AI, developing FSD. They're also an energy company. There's so much that they are incorporating, not to mention new softwares and hardwares, and the list goes on. So I think that by getting Tesla more attention like this could be very useful for them, in my personal opinion. I think that Musk is kind of telling the truth when he says this is cool, this is very awesome. I find this very, very cool as well. There's been a lot of things that are being talked about right here. A lot of people are saying that Tesla is just very, very science based. This is how we stop climate change, bro. Trust the science. That's what a lot of things have been talked about involving that. I just want to say and make it very, very clear that Tesla's not entirely a clean company. Okay, when Tesla produces its cars, they're mining lots of important minerals. They're burning coal. They're using a lot of fossil fuels and such. Now, that's the thing about Tesla. Even though a lot of people are saying that with go electric, it saves the world, that's not necessarily how it works right now. But in the future, and the reason why I'm still a very, very big advocate for Tesla is number one, there is a limited supply of these fossil fuels. So we eventually have to transition away from fossil fuels and to just go fully electric. And then to power these EVs, and such. That's where we have to try to transition away from fossil fuels as well, whether we transition to different sources of energy, from solar power, not to mention nuclear energy, and a bunch of different things. But I do believe that the path that we are going on for Tesla is the right path for the future. I know that Teslas are not entirely clean, but they do have potential to kind of like take us on a different path from solely just depending on fossil fuels forever. That's the way I kind of see it. So I see that as a very, very big improvement. Now, that is once again scientifically based if you want to go down that route. And whether you believe in science or not, it's up to you. Let me just say this: there is a limited amount of fossil fuels, so we have to take alternatives. Going electric is a step in the right direction. Although electric cars are not completely clean, they do also emit lots of carbon emissions when it comes to production and such. But the production process could actually lower the carbon emissions per vehicle than that of just a fossil fuel based car that's using an internal combustion engine. That's something else I just want to note. So the potential in the Teslas to become cleaner, to emit less fossil fuels, and then eventually, do all sorts of different things is what gives this a very, very bright future, in my opinion. And that's the reason why I believe that we're still going in the right path through Tesla. I think that Musk had some good points about that when he said that earlier. Another thing that's worth noting about Tesla that Musk also talked about is the fact that Tesla's far ahead in self-driving cars. Yes, that's also what Jensen Huang said. He's actually quoting that. I think it's a very, very important quote because, Tesla it really is a fact that they are far ahead when it comes to FSD, and they're far ahead of any competitors because they're using so much data, incorporating everything with the supercomputer, the Dojo supercomputer. So by putting all the data together, and kind of using machine learning, I think that that's very, very useful for Tesla, and it's going to be very, very incredible for what the future holds. No other company does it like them with the amount of data that they are using and what they're developing. I think that that's once again a very, very important fact that Jensen Huang said, and Musk is clearly agreeing with that when he reposted this. There's also been a lot of talk about what's happening in Vegas with the Boring Company. If you look at what they actually have these tunnels that go around Vegas, and they go through different, very important areas. They're continuing to expand it, according to Elon Musk, and he's saying that this is something that we could try. Incorporating this in different cities could be kind of cool. But the thing is, would I say that this is enough to really solve lots of traffic problems? As of right now, not necessarily. But in the future, if there are different mechanisms that could be used to get as many of these vehicles in the tunnels as possible, and different systems can be used to help uh, improve that, then that could be very, very useful. Uh, I do believe it could alleviate traffic in the future. There is some potential for it. Do I think it's happening right now? Not necessarily, not to a large extent, as these are mainly just used for Teslas. So we'll see what happens with these moving forward. That's my personal opinion for the time being. But there is potential in these. I do want to note that there is potential in the future. But that's something else that I just wanted to talk about. Musk also was talking about how the Tesla Megapack batteries are great for buffering energy at scale, and I agree with that 110%. You guys can see how the Megapack goes gigawatts, and that's actually very awesome because it's providing a lot of resilience in Southern California and different areas where energy needs to be stored. So once again, that's very, very useful, a very, very big business for Tesla, and that's very, very lucrative in my personal opinion. I agree with him. Once again, that's going to be very, very good for buffering energy at scale. It's also going to be very, very useful for different people to not just reap benefits of having these mega packs, but also do all sorts of different things with them. So very, very awesome stuff for Tesla. There's also been some talk about this. There's a quote from Elon Musk that actually made it on his Twitter page. Musk agreed with this. He said, yeah, to this. He's basically saying that he put in his last money even though he thought Tesla would fail. And it was either that or certain death for Tesla. It was extremely difficult to raise money from an EV startup while other companies like GM and Chrysler were going bankrupt. So that's actually a very, very important quote. I think that it really tells us about the importance of Elon Musk and the work that he has done. And I think that he deserves a lot of credit for making Tesla what it is, and not to mention the entire team that Tesla has, their employees and the other founders. So I want to give them all credit where it's due. But the sacrifices made were not in vain. I think that is putting humanity in the right direction. Then we had a lot of tweets involving AI and such. So what's very interesting is a lot of people are talking about how they're looking at the paths of these AI based developments for FSD and technologies just like this. And Musk ended up saying that we will view humans driving cars in the future the same way we view human elevator operators today. That's actually a very, very bold statement. So Musk is very confident that as time goes on, as people start allowing machine learning and FSD takes over, eventually we're going to have self-driving cars, and human drivers will become obsolete because the self-driving cars will be a lot safer and such. So that's very, very cool. In my personal opinion, right now, I'm just going to focus on the right now. We don't know what's happening with FSD entirely right now, other than the fact that it's improving a lot, but it's not entirely ready to just be autonomous fully. It's not 100% complete yet, and it's still a work in progress. Now, in the future, is Musk correct? I personally believe that yes, he is going to be correct about how there will be autonomous driving that's going to take over. Do I think that it's going to take over to the full extent that humans will become obsolete? It's possible, but I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen over the next few decades. It could take much longer for that to truly happen because you have to consider how many cars are going to be used for decades to come that can only be used with human drivers. So he could be talking about the much longer term future. We're talking about hundreds of years into the future, way, 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 way into the future, into like the 2200s or something like that. But for this century, okay, for the next few decades, it's very hard for me to say that humans will just be completely obsolete when it comes to driving. It's going to likely take a lot longer, and we'll have to see what happens. But I can't make any claims about the future that far to say this with 100% certainty. Do I think Musk could be correct? Yes, he could be correct about what's going to happen, but that's like a very, very long term prediction. So we have to give that time. I just want to focus on the shorter term, which is like the next few years to come. And all we're focusing on is FSD and how it's developing and autonomous driving. I think it's developing at a very, very fast pace. And I think that's it's going to be very, very huge. I really believe that. I do believe we're going to achieve that, but it may take a while to get there. It's not going to happen next year. It may take many, many years. Could take another decade, but before we get through regulations and such, so you have to be open minded to that. Despite this, I believe that Musk saying this with his view and his optimism for the future for FSD and cars becoming fully self-driving is actually a great piece of news for Tesla because developing this technology is going to be lucrative. It's going to be worth trillions, and that's going to help Tesla in a lot of different ways. Now, this next tweet right here, this is what I was looking at. Whole Mars Catalog said, valuing Tesla based on expectations for the auto business is like valuing Nvidia based off expectations for the gaming GPU segment. I agree with that. That's actually kind of funny. Musk also reposted this and he replied yes to this. So yes, I mean I do agree with him that when it comes to the way Tesla's moving, it's not just a car company. You have to remember that. And that's kind of like bringing me back to the point I was making earlier that, a lot of people don't know a whole lot about Tesla. They just look at it as this company that's, it's just based off a car company. It's just an electric car company, not much more than that. You have to remember that Tesla's an AI company, and that's going to be absolutely massive. And that makes me very, very bullish for the long term for the company. Tesla, it has a lot of excitement. They had received over 5.9 million job applications in 2023, a 64% increase relative to 2022. Musk response said yes to this as well. But I want to make it very clear that they can only accept so many people, and they're trying to focus on developing the best talent possible. So there's a lot of demand for Tesla jobs. There's a lot of demand for Teslas in general. And I can't wait for what the future holds for this company. Musk's tweets show us that he is very dedicated to FSD, he's dedicated to AI, and he's very optimistic for the future in terms of Tesla's capabilities of developing these technologies and continuing to grow. I'm very, very excited for what the future holds. I'm very, very bullish on this company nonetheless. But for the short term, okay, I think that a recession is on the horizon. There are going to be hardships that are still affecting Tesla, and there's no guarantee that Tesla's going to run to new all-time highs quickly. It could take a while to get there because of these hardships. So yes, I think that there could be a run in Tesla for the month of June that does not save us for the third quarter when there could be more hardships for the markets and such going into the fourth quarter. But long term, for years to come, I am still a mega bull on Tesla. I believe they're going to do very, very well. And whatever dips come are just big buying opportunities, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. So I just want to say I really appreciate all of you guys. I also appreciate the entire Tesla team, all the employees, every single person that's involved in making Tesla what it is. You have to give them recognition, especially Elon Musk for all the work that he does. And I think that his tweets make me more optimistic for the future, and his dedication and his commitment to developing AI is just going to be very bullish for Tesla nonetheless. So fundamentally, Tesla it's really shifting, at least relative to where it was before many years earlier, as more people were more focused on deliveries and such, and now Tesla's trying to talk more about AI. It could also be because of the fact that the deliveries aren't doing as well this year that they're now trying to talk more about AI. That's a possibility, but nonetheless, that doesn't really change my view in any way, shape, or form because deliveries will improve over time. I'm very confident about that. We're just going through a very, very tough phase right now. And then simultaneously, with their AI talk that's still bullish long term, nothing's changing with that, especially after things we've heard from these different analysts and Elon Musk himself. Okay, so the future of Tesla is very bright for the long term. That is still holding, and Musk is very, very committed to developing AI. That also has not changed. All right, that's what I'm seeing from the tweets. Thank you all so much for listening. As a reminder, the stock market is going to be closed for tomorrow. That's why I'm releasing a fun video like this for today. I'm trying to be a little bit laid back today, and tomorrow I'll make another video about how what I see for the overall market. I'm going to be going over all the stocks from Tesla, SPY, and others. But until then, take care, guys. I want to thank you all so much for listening. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another update on the overall market. And until then, enjoy what life has to offer. Once again, guys, have fun, have good food, whatever you want to do. I wish you the best for everyone, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thanks again, and peace out.